Welcome back, everyone. I am Zadian. This is the Redneck Space Program and Kerbal Space Program. And today, we're finishing off what is little left of our tree. And now we're time to upgrade. And as you can see, I've got a little bit more cash now. So we're going to upgrade the research. We're going to upgrade the academy. We're going to upgrade the VAB. And we're going to upgrade the station thing. What do they call it? The radar station. Upgrade that too. And we're getting into our final upgrade, which means we're maxing out everything we can do on Kerbal. Which is good on Kerbin, not Kerbal. So what we're doing today is we picked up 2 missions that are going to be fun for us. And they both revolve around building a space station around the moon. So that's what we're doing. And they got a couple little requirements in there, peppered with random stuff, like, you know, must have an, they call them something else. I would call it an atrium. That's atrium right there. Cupola or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's going to consist of one of those. A science lab must be able to hold so many people, and blah, blah, blah. So we're going to start making this bad boy, and obviously you see we got our atrium and our science, and the rest of it's up to whatever design we want to go with. I really like those battery packs. I don't know what mod they're from, but I didn't get a chance to use them. Hopefully I will in the future. They're really cool looking. It says they're quadruple A batteries all tied in together, which I thought was kind of funny. But we're definitely going to leave this with some room to expand. I would like to build a decent moon base out in a decent moon base, a moon station, I guess you would say. I also want to build a moon base. We do have a planetary base mod in here that I haven't even had a chance to use yet, and it looks fantastic, and I'm excited to do it. But we haven't got that far yet. Still kind of experimenting with some stuff. So when we do get there, probably here in, I don't know, a couple episodes, I'd like to think we're going to be doing something along the lines of a moon base. I know we're going to do the moon station today, and then in the next episode we'll be finishing up the moon station, because this is a pretty big endeavor that I'm going on here. I want, obviously, this to be bigger than Skylab, and because this one, excuse me, this one is different. We've grown a lot since then, so you know, I would like to build something bigger and better, maybe a little bit more modular, which is what I'm aiming for in this one. And the more modular it is, the better, because that way we can add, subtract, you know, do whatever we want to with that. And so this is basically the core design. We'll put docking nodes all around that thing right there. The only thing that's not going to be able to move is going to be the battery station, which is on the bottom, and the stuff on the top. That stuff's not going to be able to be reorganized. But everything else around, built off of this platform, will be modular. Even whatever comes after the battery portion, because you see I put a docking station down there too. So we're really going for something completely customizable and modular, except for the core. And the core is going to be the most pain in the butt to get up there, because it's pretty large, and yeah. It being that large is a little scary, I guess you could say, but it's not too bad. It's going to be interesting to see it launched and put into orbit around the moon. One of the requirements is that it has to be capable of holding 10, I believe, 10 Kerbals. 3. And then it must have 3 pilots and 3 scientists. So we are going to have to bring some people home from Skylab in order to reach that goal. But that's not going to be a problem because the science that's still up in the science in the Skylab is almost done processing. Believe it or not, we almost completely processed all of that science just going to Duna, which worked out great. I mean, it was good timing, basically, on my part. It could have been better because if it was better, by the time we got to Duna, all the science would have been processed and we wouldn't have to skip forward in time. Blah blah blah. But you know. It doesn't matter. There's only like a couple hundred science left up there to be processed. So we'll bring, when we do go to crew this thing, we'll bring some Kerbals down and then use them to staff it. As you can see here, I'm toying with some ideas on how the station's going to look. I put the crew cabin up there. It holds all the Kerbals, and then we can have the science going off on the side like so, like you see there. The only problem with a lot of this is that and I'm just now realizing this, how are you gonna attach that thing? Because there's no docking port on the back end of it, so there's no RCS on it or any kind of drone probe on it as well. So yeah, that thing's probably gonna stay there where it's at. I kind of made a boo-boo there, and I just realized it while I was editing. That's the fun thing about going back and actually watching your own videos and stuff, is you can see what kind of dumb mistakes you made, and that was a pretty dumb one on my part. I know you can't. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm smiling ear to ear, realizing that science station is pretty much staying where it's at. The only thing we could do is, which we haven't done yet. Oh, and we're also going to be definitely putting this thing into orbit with this thing, our biggest launcher as to date. It's going to be the platform that puts this bad boy into orbit, because of how massive this is and how much it weighs and everything. That lifter that we made there, that we've been using for various reasons, has come in so handy. I've launched a lot of stuff into orbit now with that platform. It's capable of handling a lot, and it's really, the fuel efficiency on it's really good. Oh yeah, we're also naming the station the S. Ferguson Moon Lab after one of my subscribers. So I think it's Sam Ferguson is his name. So yeah, congratulations! You're now I named the moon station after you. Thank you again for your subscriptions. And now that all the building is done, all the fun stuff, I do enjoy building, by the way. I love building rockets. It's so much fun. Now comes the fun part of launching them. So we get to see if this thing is going to be a success or failure. We are using MechJeb. Like I said, automation is going to become more and more a part of what we do. We've gone through the pains, and now we get to reap the rewards. And now that we have a set guidance from MechJeb, all the rockets we launch from now on are going to be off of MechJeb. And you can see there we got a little damage. One thing that MechJeb is bad about doing is kind of staging stuff at a bad time, and it did there. Also, I found out later that the Septrons that I've got on there, there's a bug or something with the way I've got them set up. I had to pull them all off and replace them, and even after doing that, I still ended up with the same kind of bug where it would face the wrong direction. No clue what MechJeb just did there. It freaked out for a second, and then I don't know. Then I got no clue. One of the biggest mistakes that I made with this is that this thing doesn't have RCS. Huge mistake when you're. I always put RCS on everything. I can't believe I made that dumb mistake. But yeah, there are no RCS thrusters. There are nothing RCS at all on this rocket. So yeah, kind of a problem. It's long. It's hard to maneuver. You see there, we just busted open the our little cover to expose our station. That got us into Kerbal orbit, and the next thing we'll be doing is going to the moon. And see how they spin like that? They're not supposed to spin like that. That's because of the Sepatron motors that are on there incorrectly. One's facing the right direction, the other one's facing the wrong direction, so it spins it. And there's two facing the right direction, one facing the wrong direction, which is why you get the spin instead of it just being static. So that's something that I fix in the future. I don't fix it in this episode. I didn't notice it until this episode. I was like, man, that's really weird. So I investigated it, and that's when I found out what was going on with it. But we did, our damaged rocket. It's not going to be a big deal. It's still going to be enough to get us to the moon. I'm the one that's trying to maneuver the damn thing around. This is at 300 times speed, so you can kind of see how slow it's moving, even at 300 times speed. So remember, kids, RCS is your friend. Put RCS on stuff. I should have put RCS on there, and I was just dumb. Not to mention, since it's so long, and the motor, I didn't even put any RCS motors on there either. The stability assist motors. I didn't put any of that stuff on there either, so it even makes it compounds it. The only thing that's got reaction wheels on it in this build is the atrium at the top and the computer, the probe body. So it doesn't have a lot of oomph, which is pretty rough. And I have to slightly burn the engines to get this thing to move at any kind of respectable speed. And it was a huge mistake. And then I was like, oh, I'll fix it. And you'll just have to wait and see on that one. But we're going to go into a polar orbit and then eventually turn it into a equatorial orbit, which you'll see here in just a second. This is us going into the polar orbit, getting around under the requirement for it was under 60,000 meters. So we got a little timer counting down one day and then a couple hours, and then it'll go through the couple hours. That was our requirement to meet for that one mission. The other mission is we need to have all the people on it. That'll be next week's episode right there, where you see us launch all those people up there and get them all to the moon, so that we can staff it. And then once we get that mission successful, we're pretty much going to turn around and send them all back to Kerbal, because we don't need all those people. Anyways, guys, that has taken us to the end of our episode. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you know I appreciate your comments down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. It always does mean a lot to me. I do love the support you guys give me, and it's amazing. It's absolutely fantastic what I've seen and what you guys have helped me become over the last year. And I know 213 subscribers, I think is what I'm at right now. Most people would balk at that, but it really does mean a lot to me. That is awesome that you guys are a part of my life and my experience on Kerbal, and I'm happy to bring this to you every single week. And if you're not subscribed, guys, and you enjoyed today's video, consider subscribing. I make these every week. Anyways, guys, it takes us to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time for more Redneck Space Program.